Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
There's more reaction to the story everyone's talking about. The CEO caught.
We're going to continue to expand globally.
The New York Post front page headline, Jumbotron.
Cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
There are a lot of families.
All right, gather around, because we need to talk about the most brutal, poetic, and utterly hilarious act of public self-sabotage we've seen in a long time. Forget private detectives and leaked emails. In 2025, the most dangerous thing you can do is stand in a crowd of 50,000 people and get caught by the kiss cam. It's like a modern-day divine judgment, and for one tech CEO and his HR head, it was their final humiliating reckoning. This isn't just gossip. It's a cautionary tale for the ages, and it's a lot funnier than they probably think it is. It was a perfect night for Coldplay. The stadium was packed, the wristbands were glowing, and everything was set for a classic feel-good concert. You know the drill. The music swells, the kiss cam pans, and you see all the happy, normal couples. But this time, something was different. This time, the camera landed on two people who instantly looked like they'd just seen a ghost. On the massive Jumbotron, for all to see, were Andy Byron, the CEO of a fast-growing tech company, and Kristen Kitt, the company's chief of human resources. In what can only be described as a moment of pure, unadulterated panic, Kristen turned her back, and Andy ducked, trying to vanish into his seat. But you can't hide from a 40-foot screen. They were caught. And in that one disastrous moment, a fun night out became a career-ending, marriage-shattering global scandal. The sheer gut-wrenching irony of it all is just beautiful. The man in charge of a multi-million-dollar company and the woman in charge of its ethics were busted on a live feed, doing something that clearly violated every rule they were meant to uphold. This wasn't a mistake. It was an act of hubris so profound that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, had to call them out with a pop song and a camera. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. The internet, ever vigilant and merciless, went to work. It wasn't just laughing, it was investigating. They quickly uncovered that both Andy and Kristen were married, but not to each other. Suddenly, their guilty reaction wasn't just a funny clip. It was a confession. And the internet, a brutal court with no jury, had delivered its verdict. The morning after the concert must have been a special kind of hell. Imagine the phone calls, the texts, the sheer terror of knowing you've gone viral for the worst possible reason. For Andy and Kristen, their worlds began to fall apart in real time, and the chaos wasn't limited to their personal lives. It infected the company they had built. At Astronomer, the air was thick with tension. The leadership team went radio silent. A company that built its brand on collaboration and transparency was now led by people who couldn't even be honest about a public hookup. Employees, of course, were not silent. They were sharing memes of their boss on the kiss cam. One person was quoted saying, "We knew they were close, but we didn't think they were that close." The morale didn't just dip, it collapsed. And the collapse went straight to the top. 3 days after the clip went viral, Andy Byron was out. The company board, scrambling to save face, accepted his resignation. His co-founder stepped in, and Kristen Kitt, the chief of people, was placed on indefinite leave. The company tried to release a polished statement, but it was just a flimsy bandage over a gaping wound. No one was buying it. How could you believe in a company's ethics when its head of HR and its CEO were exposed for breaking them on live television? Even the money started walking away. Venture funds reportedly paused their talks, afraid of getting involved in a scandal that had already gone global. The company's credibility, their very reputation, was shattered. And all of it, every bit of it, began with a single panicked hug. But while the corporate side of the story is a mess, the personal fallout is where the real tragedy lies. For Andy and Kristen, their careers might be salvageable in time, but their families? That's a different story. Almost immediately, Andy's wife, Megan, began to erase him from her online life. She dropped his last name from her social media, then deleted her accounts entirely. The silence was deafening. No public statements, no drama. Just the quiet, brutal end of a 2-decade-long marriage. The internet, of course, noticed. They swarmed her old photos, a digital army offering their sympathy, their outrage, and their support. She wasn't just a scorned wife. She became a symbol of betrayal. And let's not forget Kristen. Reports soon revealed that she, too, was married. 2 homes, 2 families, 2 sets of children, all blindsided by one careless moment of intimacy. The betrayal didn't happen in a whispered rumor. It happened in front of millions. Andy didn't just cheat on his wife. He embarrassed her on a 40-foot screen. He didn't just betray his employees, he betrayed the very values he was supposed to represent. Kristen didn't just bend the rules, she shattered the trust she was hired to protect. The sting of betrayal was only worsened by speculation. Public records showed Kristen's divorce was finalized in 2022, but with no confirmed timeline of their affair, the public was left to wonder just how long this had been going on. What makes this story so uniquely modern is the unrelenting second act of the internet. Resigning wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a different kind of hell. The scandal became a meme factory. Sports mascots across the country, like the Phillies, Fanatic, and the Savannah Bananas' Baxter, started reenacting the infamous kiss cam duck and cover move at games. Etsy exploded with custom t-shirts and mugs. The internet dissected every frame of the video, creating an endless feedback loop of shame and ridicule. This story serves as a potent reminder. In a world where a camera is always watching, where a live feed can go viral in seconds, there is no longer a clear line between public and private. The very moment you think no one is looking, a camera might be broadcasting your secrets to the world. Andy and Kristen thought they could have their fun in the shadows. But the universe, in the form of a Coldplay kiss cam, decided to switch on the lights and show everyone what was really going on. And in the end, that's what makes this story so much more than just gossip. It's a testament to the fact that integrity isn't just about what you do when people are watching. It's about what you do when you're caught red-handed. This story serves as a potent reminder of a new, unforgiving reality. In a world where a camera is always watching, where a live feed can go viral in seconds, there is no longer a clear line between public and private. The kiss cam wasn't just a camera. It was a spotlight that exposed a profound moral bankruptcy. Andy and Kristen thought they could have their fun in the shadows. But the universe, in the form of a pop concert and a giant jumbotron, decided to switch on the lights and show everyone what was really going on. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a cultural event. It proved that integrity isn't just about what you do in a boardroom, but what you do in a stadium. Their actions betrayed a foundational trust, not just within a marriage, but within an entire company. The CEO, the ultimate leader, and the HR head, the steward of company values, were caught in a lie. Their employees, their investors, and their families saw the hypocrisy play out in real time, and the consequences were swift and absolute. The public's response to this drama was more than just simple rubbernecking. It was a modern form of public shaming, a digital tribunal that left no room for denial. The memes, the parodies, and the viral reenactments weren't just funny, they were a global verdict on their character. They demonstrated that in the digital age, a scandal doesn't fade away with a quiet resignation. It gets preserved forever, replayed, and repurposed as a cautionary tale. So while this story may seem like a tale of two people caught in a bad moment, it's a much bigger warning for anyone in a position of power. The old way of handling these things, of quietly managing the fallout behind closed doors, is gone. The modern punishment is instant, public, and permanent. In the end, this entire saga is a testament to the fact that integrity isn't just about what you do when people are watching. It's about what happens when you're caught red-handed and the whole world sees.